Your father's personal logs.
Okay, everyone. Welcome to my summary, Chapter 1. So first we're going to go to the logs, and then we're going to do some stuff. So first let's go to the general logs. Alright, Milky
The
Way
day is
departure.
finally here. We're pushing off from Earth. We'll jump through a few relays first, then we hunker down for the long trip across dark space. It's daunting thinking about all the hopes and dreams aboard the Hyperion. I certainly have my own. I wasn't the husband or father I should have been. Here's hoping 600 years can change a man.
Okay, so we know that they're having a 600-year journey. I'm going to address that. Not right now. I just want to play all these first, and then start talking.
This is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Liara Tassoni, huh? She studied the Protheans. When my team used to dig up artifacts, we debate her work.
Okay.
She had some pretty controversial theories, as I recall. Never gained much traction.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto data pads.
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime, I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful. Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
Okay. So how far back does Alec and Liara's history go?
Dunn's agreed to a scouting mission on Habitat 7. I'm gearing up now. I'm worried about Scott. Dr. Tapero says he'll be fine, but he's my son. How can I not worry? I hate to leave him like this. It's these moments when you wish you told your children you love them more often. Or ever. Which brings me to the tough part. Kids, if anything happens to me, there are things you're gonna find out. I hope you'll understand. Amazing how life can change in an instant.
I know you're all thinking, why are
Suddenly
you
my
doing this?
career doesn't matter. This
Trying to make
incredible woman I've been married to all these years. She's facing the end. All I think about are the times I wasn't there for her. Well, that's going to change. It occurs to me that Sam might be more than I ever imagined.
Give me that, Alec. We've heard enough of you talking. Right. So, here's the irony. My research on biotic implants and EZO caused this stupid disease. But maybe it'll save me, too.
No maybe about it.
Hey, this is my secret log. Anyway, the right type of implant, joined with the right type of AI, could actually bolster human physiology. Even as the disease is trying to kill me, the implant and Sam are counteracting it, keeping things balanced. Result? I get to hang around a little longer. Maybe collect on all those anniversary dinners this guy owes me.
As a Quarian and historian, how do you view your people's reaction to the Geth?
Well, we banned artificial intelligence, which was understandable, but that was taking a hammer to a rather delicate nail.
Which was what?
The very thing that sparked the revolt. The first Geth who asked us, Creator, does this unit have a soul? But how could it have a soul? Geth had no meaningful perceptions of the world or diversity of experiences we take for granted. Worse, the Geth saw us as the creator. The revolt was inevitable. We were their superiors, and they resented it.
Ryder, Barlabon says you're looking for me. It's not every day an XN7 looks for the Shadow Broker. Anything can be had, provided you can pay. Especially when the tech involves artificial intelligence. The Council will have specters all over my ass if they can't win in this. Translation, I'll get you the code you want, but the price just doubled. If you try to renege, I've got people. People with guns.
Yeah, like that was supposed to scare an N7. Okay, so we're gonna go to the benefactor now.
I had a strange meeting yesterday. I thought it would be with Jien Garson, who founded the initiative. But it wasn't. I guess Jien's the visionary, the one who gets everyone excited about the project and drums up publicity. But then this benefactor apparently provides resources and money. And I mean a lot of money. It's a little unusual. But everything about this project is.
Interesting. I wonder if Director Tan knows anything about this. Worth talking to him.
I accepted the initiative's offer. They're calling me a Pathfinder. There's no other option left. Same will never happen without their help. Our savings are gone, and no one will return my calls. I am a pariah. There's something strange going on with this benefactor. But Ellen's getting worse. I can't fail her.
Here's where the fun part comes in.
This is Paladin Command to all Turian units within range. Under catastrophic Reaper attack. My Mark Fedorian is dead. Ground units are searching for the next in succession. We'll advise when. Everybody get down!
Alliance personnel, please stand by for an emergency flash traffic message.
This is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Stephen Hackett has declared threat condition Saber 1. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol System. Earth under Reaper attack. I say again, Reaper attack is underway. Instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. May God save us.
Hello, Alec. This is Liara Tassoni, and the year is 2186. I don't know if you'll even receive this message, but we corresponded years ago. I remember you spoke about a plan to settle Andromeda. I don't know if your arms made it out of the Milky Way, but the worst has happened here. I'm with Commander Shepard and a brave crew. We're trying to build a weapon to turn the tide, but I fear that the civilization you remember, the people of the Milky Way as you knew them, could be gone forever. You may be all that's left. Please, don't forget us. Keep us alive in your hearts. And tell your children of the wonders that once were. On behalf of the crew of the Normandy SR2, this is Dr. Liara Tassoni, signing off.
Okay. So, what's this one? Benefactor one more time.
Alec, this is Jien Garson. For the record, year 2185. It's about Fulcrum. I'm on the Nexus and we're going into stasis for the voyage. Looks like you're already asleep. I'm very uncomfortable with our benefactor, and the fact that we still don't know who they are, and all these lives in our hands. I should have done something sooner. This is all very troubling, Alec. Let's talk as soon as you reach Andromeda.
Jen, I got your message about Fulcrum. It's now 2819. We reached Andromeda but have no sign of the Nexus. I have the same concerns as you. In all likelihood, the Milky Way. Well, something terrible happened there. At least the benefactor spared us from that. But why keep hiding? Something's off. but we've got bigger problems at the moment. Habitat 7 may be a bust. Finding a home is all that matters now.
Okay. So we've got through those logs. And we're gonna
I
get...
am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community.
Now again, I have to know if Shepard and Alec had a past. It's clear that Alec knew
When
we are
studying a dead race,
on some
the
level.
most obvious problem is the lack of an observable population. This raises the question, when is a species truly extinct? The Prothean civilization spanned the galaxy, and it took centuries to confirm that all members of the species really had died out. While it's possible that living Protheans may be found in a hidden pocket of the galaxy one day, the chances are statistically trivial. Once an extinction is confirmed, the study's nature moves from sociology to exoarchaeology.
Okay. So where should I begin? As you know, if you've been listening, that Alec and Liara had some history. And Alec is an N7, or an ex-N7, and so is Shepard, but they don't know each other.
Your
Which
father's
I kind
personal
of find
logs.
hard to believe. You know. We're not gonna go through this again. I just came over here to show you guys the Hyperion and the Nexus and shit like that as we move on. So my question is, you had a 600-year nap. Someone had to be on the ship to keep things going. Why were there no keepers acquired? You know, because the keepers, they're alive, but they're machines. Why did no one bother with getting keepers? Yeah, because me being
Good
a
job with the
citizen
Prodromos
of that
outpost,
universe,
Pathfinder.
oh, it's
Ready to
very
wake
cool.
up a batch of colonists and send them down there. It'll be nice to see their excitement when they
We
realize
want
this
some
is
keepers.
really happening.
And you know, with all the money that they're
Will you be bringing Hyperion folks out of stasis?
all the money they use
Whoever
on
is
this
most needed for the outposts
conjunction,
gets priority.
you would think that
You know, the big win will be when we're
we
able
got
to wake up
something to
entire
keep the ships
families at
going.
once.
and of course we don't
That's
really
when
know
I'll
if
know
keepers are
things have
here or
taken a
not
turn
because
for
you
the
don't
better.
see them. And like in the game,
Thanks
you
for
see
the
the
talk.
keepers all the time.
Sure thing.
You even see the keepers get destroyed and some come back. But we also don't know what the keepers are. They have touched on the keepers in the game, but you know, this game doesn't touch on anything. Not like from the trilogy. So you also know they have a lot of races. Cats are mentioned but are never seen. So I'm gonna go back to the Tempest. And I'm going to
has found
bring
the
up some
Solarian
subjects.
Mars. Reports suggest Perchero was
Well,
intercepted by
traveling,
forces in the Defino system. Reached for
Okay.
comment, officials refused to
So while I'm
provide
traveling
any details
through
on the
space,
status of the Ark or its
I want
inhabitants.
to bring up some
But they do
things.
confirm the Solarian Pathfinder has died. Amid confusion and questions, the Nexus now braces for a potential influx of
I want to
Solarian
bring up some
settlers.
stuff because of the simple fact that
Is HNS.
first I want to go talk to this guy about the hospital. But I want to bring up some stuff that, you know, hasn't really been addressed in the game
Interesting place, isn't it?
until the end of the game, so I want to
Full of
address it
smiles and
like
handshakes.
right now.
Not many soldiers.
So I'm gonna start
Even though when
naming off
politicians
some
make peace, it's we
some-
soldiers who keep it.
creatures from the Mass Effect universe in general. You know, Not just the Andromeda universe,
Given our situation,
but the
it's time to show
entire
we truly come in
span
friendship.
of Mass Effect.
Though in these times you should be prepared for the alternative. But Nate, I came to learn what the Milky Way knows of such things. I heard your father was part of a similar program.
Sorry.
An N7.
I'm yawning.
What have you learned about the N7 program?
So,
Human
let's start with the
soldiers
Mass
who
Effect
trained on
trilogy
exotic worlds.
races.
Alturas,
But
Europa,
for the, in fact, the whole damn thing, I'm just
they
gonna
learned
go.
to fight in all environments,
Citadel
with
races,
little food or
Asari,
sleep,
Drill,
care for their
Belcor,
injured.
Hanar,
Tuli,
humans,
is that accurate?
Keepers, Solarians,
Wasn't your
Torians,
father
Volus.
one of them?
Non-Citadel races, Batarians, Collectors, Geth, Krogan, Leviathans, Quarians, Reapers, Yogg, Forcha, Rohali, I'm not saying it right, and Virtual Aliens. I guess that means the Greys. Protheans, Retini, Ardurians, Dasorians. I'm clearly butchering these names. Insurorians, Overories, the Thorians, Xeno something, and some other stuff that I can't pronounce. IHA apostrophe TIL. And then you have non-separate creatures. Husk, Thresher Mauls, Verons. Other creatures, they're basically non-essential. You have gas bags, harvesters, Kurik, Killikin, Nathax, pod crabs, pyjacks, space beetles, space cow, the Thorian, did I name that already? And the unknown creature, which is basically a skeleton that you find on one of the planets.
He was one of the first
when you're doing a
N7s.
mission.
He was proud of that.
Now for
even
the
though he didn't stay in
Andromeda
service. Didn't
Galaxy,
stop him
you
teaching
have
me and my brother a few tricks.
Angara, the Jardan,
So,
the Cat,
carry a
the
little of
Remnant,
that knowledge with you.
the
as well as your Pathfinder
something I
skills.
can't pronounce.
N7 training would benefit my
CHALLY,
people. Cascade
RLN,
training would benefit yours.
Draw,
Perhaps a few war games.
EIROCH. Those
Show
are
me
the
how
three
your
things.
skills handle the test of a
Gallon,
Heskal recruit. Challenge yourself and teach
KAER,
me.
KYN, RYL, KOR, and those were two different creatures I just spelled. And there's another creature that I can't pronounce, so I'm going to spell it for you. SHEMRYS, and another creature TAURG, and then you have Wild Oddie and the Wraith. And finally, non-essential animals that aren't mentioned at all: cats, dogs, fish, hamsters, etc. Earth animals. So
A
why
chance
am
to
I
work with the
going through all
Angaran
this?
best of the
I'm
best?
trying to make a
Absolutely.
video,
Excellent. I'll
Saga,
activate our training
which will
beacons.
be probably
Finding them
7
can be your
years long.
first
Excuse
test.
me as I blow my
After that,
nostrils
I
because
look
my
forward
nose
to
is
it.
running. Something like that. And this napkin has chips or something in it. Oh, that's nice.
The Nexus is a place of friendship and cooperation. I'm glad you could.
Again, excuse me, but so moving on.
Don't hesitate to speak with one of our friendly peace ambassadors.
We have to
They're happy to answer any questions you have.
we have to bring into account. So I want to bring into account first you have your 600-year journey, and we have to figure out who in the hell dumped the fuel. However, if you paid attention to when Callow talks to you about the Tempest's Odyssey drive is based on the Hyperion Dex drive. So they pretty much they recycle the energy. So if they're recycling everything, then they can have their 600 years sleep. But here in Fort's where reality happens. And you guys don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to say this because this is my theory, and this is my summary, and this is how it would have to logically happen in real life. You have 600 years. There's only a few species in the Mass Effect saga in general that can live for 1,000 years. Which we didn't know Krogans could until we found out about Drak being 1,400 years old. That's 1,400 years old for those who are not good with math, like me. Now you have Asari. We know Asari live to be 1,000 plus. Alright? They're almost immortal. if you want to go there, because I want to go there. They're almost immortal. And we're going back to Vol as I speak. Now, ships break down. You're in dark space for 600 years. Someone has to have a crew of people on each of the 5 or 6 arcs. It has to come. We know there has to be more than 4. We know the Corians, we got that as a spoiler. We have the Corians on an arc. And we have the Asari arc, we have the Solarian arc, and we got the Taurian arc, and we got the Human arc. But on the Human arc, we had at least one Asari that we know of, which would be Dr. Tapero. Now, as they state, you know, if you've been reading other people's theories or watching other people's theories, they have to dump some of the energy while they're in dark space. However, if you've been watching the videos I posted out where Callow just talked about the Odyssey drive, which makes their own power, which means it's recycling something somewhere. So that would kind of make some of these theories about dumping stuff into space obsolete. You know, which is fine. It would make some of it obsolete. I understand that. Okay. But to make sure, you have to have a maintenance crew. Yeah, you have to have at least 2 or 3 Asari maintenance workers on each ship. And the reason I say that is because there's no guarantees that your trip through dark space for 600 years isn't going to be without problems. Not only would you have to have an Asari crew on each one plus the Nexus, you'd have to have at least 1 or 2 commandos in that crew to protect and serve the life forms in which they're all going on to. Now, if they're going to stay awake for 600 years, and they can live to 1,000, that gives them 400 more years to do nothing. Now the question is, what did they do on the ships? I'm sure they probably woke a human or whatever the main person was on that ship up at least every 100 years or so. Like as in a check-in, you know, you'd have to wake the captain up, at least the captain of each crew. You'd have to wake them up, give them a day or 2 of report for space sickness to let them know that everything is fine, and then send their ass on back into sleep, you know. And the reason I say this is because you have to think about the logic of this. You know, you have to. Logically, even though you have an Asari crew of maintenance people, you have an Asari commando or 2 to protect the maintenance people and the ship in case of borders, because you don't know what's in dark space. You know that the who the hell are they? God damn it, the collectors lived in dark space. You know that they live in dark space. And by the 3rd game, we don't know if all the collectors were wiped out. Now, if you were playing like online, then you also would know that the collectors online, they have a few of them that have woken. So, you know, you have to unlock them, but they have a few that have woken. So, you know, you have woken collectors. And if you have woken collectors, that doesn't mean that they would have attacked humans. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't have attacked humans. But those are things you have to take into consideration. What about the woken collectors, who technically are Protheans? Maybe they wanted to gain back the universe. I mean, you can't honestly be for sure on that. Which is why it's a theory. Which is why also you need those Asari commandos to protect and serve you while you're sleeping for 600 years, regardless of what ship you're on. Now, I will say, since priority 1 is when you get wherever you're going, the first people you should wake up is your Pathfinder. However, as you remember how the story goes, from Jump Street, every arc has had a problem. And every Nexus, one Nexus, has had a problem as well.
This one's straightforward, a test of combat efficiency. agitate the remnant. Take them down quick.
The Nexus itself
Be my personal best.
is probably not like the Citadel. It's probably not a ship, but it had to go through dark space.
Remember, take them down as fast as you can.
And they left. The Nexus left about roughly the same time as all the arcs. However, the Nexus was supposed to arrive first. If you guys remember how the thing's supposed to start, the Nexus is supposed to arrive first. And the undertaking of the Nexus probably took the most time. And they only built one half of the Nexus. I'll get to that in a minute. No. Just wanted to point that out.
Stay alert. There'll be more.
How come I can't heal? I totally threw that grenade the wrong way. And I got to find some cover, some kind of bag. Anyway, moving back on to the theory there. You know, someone has got to protect the people on the ship. Someone has to also maintain maintenance on the ship. You know, just because you don't know what's going to happen in dark space. You don't know about that pocket of collectors and that pocket of death. Or that pocket of, Protheans who never saw humans, you know. And if they did see humans, they, probably could care two shits about them.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
We did it. That beats Andraknor's count.
Good. I'm glad.
Excellent.
We learned early on to make every shot count.
The way I see it, you know, is that you'd have to have that maintenance to make damn sure. I'm doing it in order this time, not like I normally do it, like in a circle. But you know, you have to worry about the dangers of dark space. I gotta pause this for a second. I think somebody just came home and they may need my help. Okay, so let's get back to work.
I'm detecting below
So,
normal
you know,
temperatures.
just for the sake of argument, for the sake of preventing an argument,
Pathfinder, this
the
area
first thing
can
we
be
have to
mined for
think about
resources.
is,
You can
if you
extract
remember,
minerals by your mining
Game 1
interface.
and 2, they did a lot of talking about the Protheans, and then the collectors showed up. They did a lot of talking about the collectors, and it's not until like the end of 2 that we kind of discovered that the Protheans and the collectors are one and the same. Not even the end of 2, like almost near the end of 2. Because when they find the bodies, it's also before you ever even meet Jabba. At the same time, you know, you don't know. Protheans knew about all the races,
Is normal.
but Jabba doesn't mention what his people did or thought about humans. Yeah.
Ryder, back for another Hescal challenge.
So I mean,
Gigantic fiends nearby. Let's see if you can hunt or hunt.
yep. Okay, well, you got these creatures who may be hostile to humans because they've never seen us before. And they could attack us in dark space. However, you have those freaking commandos on ship. And there's no telling. Oh crap. There's no telling what those creatures in dark space will do or won't do. You can real tell you gotta spin that green slime at me. But you know, there's just no telling. Get your ass with a knife! Like a knife!
Good work.
Anyway, you know, you want some people who can protect you. I would suggest STG or even Spectres to come along. However, as we know, the only Spectre that's come along, that's outed, is the one that you turn into a Pathfinder. The only other person we know that's STG is a Solarian, but the Solarian's lifespan is exceptionally short. So they'll have to stay in stasis. So there would be no help. However, at the same time, you know, you have to understand that the
Life support is stable.
Solarians and the STG and Spectres, the ones that have the longer lifespan would be the ones you would rather take. However, Solarians are smart, so you know. Excuse me. So you need them to stay frozen unless something goes exceptionally wrong with the arcs. So you would probably also need a Solarian on each arc, just for the simple fact that the Solarian brain power hasn't really been matched.
Back for another HESCON challenge. I have a test of subtlety. Get into a cat base and download a full copy of its files.
So, you know, that being said, you'll have to take into the consideration of, you know, any damages. And I'm not saying that a Asari can't be dangerous with a set of tools, you know. But, you know, it could happen too, but you'd still want the Asari mostly for protection. Just due to the simple fact that, you know,
On to the next.
this damn thing still loading. Sorry, a little bit of a distraction.
I think that's it. Good work.
It's not if the line's still there. What the hell's the damn things? Sorry, I bet I can talk to myself. But anyway, the whole point being, that guy's gotta go. Totally missed him too. Hope he's totally dead. Okay, we got one.
Stay alert. There'll be more.
And we have to more.
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support restored.
Now, you know, the reason why I say that is because human life, if we live to 110, we've been blessed.
I'm reading a temperature decrease.
Nowadays, that's possible. It's probably
Just
in
got
this
bigger.
future time set of what is Mass Effect, it probably will be highly possible to live to 110 years old. We'll be old and decrepit, but we'll be there. Yeah. We will never probably outlive any species outside of the Solarians. But at the same time, you know, you have to think on Mass Effect terms and for lifestyles and shit like that, you know. But someone would have had to been on those damn arcs. They can defend the people respectively. It can respectfully defend the people and not die.
How do you deal with this?
Impressive.
Bastard. Duck. You'd have to be able to defend. I mean, literally. Because it kind of makes you, when you think about what I'm saying, you know, you have to think about how did the Solarians get caught? Boy, that fucker's fast. So, you know, someone would have to have been on that ship that can prepare, repair, and keep everybody's life support systems. And pods fail. You know?
Life support is back online.
Learned that from Exo Squad with JT Marsh's would have been girlfriend in her maiden episode. Yeah. So if those things fail, you know,
I don't think we're done here.
You need to be prepared for it. So someone would have to have been on that ship. They can fix and repair daily in case something goes wrong. You know.
I love this squad.
Yeah, you kind of had my line of fire there. You know, the thing is, you know, if you're gonna add it into like a real life scenario, if these creatures actually did exist, there would damn sure have to be at least one of the ones who has a higher lifespan to be on the ship just for the sake of maintenance. Yeah. Not that I'm saying that they can't do anything else. Oh shit, it's right on it. No, it didn't even do anything. Anyway, sorry I got distracted by the fight. But you know, you kind of got to level the playing field on shit like that. That helps snipers in real life.
Good job.
Enemies!
It's kind of complicated to shoot and talk at the same time sometimes. Even though for this it's necessary. But you know, you have to weigh in the pros and cons on that. You would definitely want someone who can prepare, repair, and protect. Gonna have to
Life
hurry
support
this
failure
along.
is imminent, Pathfinder.
No shit. Hack faster. Come on, Sam. And yeah, like I said, you definitely would have to have someone who would have to have some knowledge of preparing the ships, and all the shit that comes in between. As soon as this thing hacks, we're going into that shelter. I just got to fight our way back out. Perfect. His life support is gone.
This should be it. Sam, get a full download.
Over here, Rambo. That one wasn't me. Well, you guys just keep coming.
Who said gun?
Okay, we're gonna have to fight it out. How many more you bastards are out there? Oh, good, we got ammo. Which I didn't know we had. Perfect. I don't have any grenades. That's perfect. So as I was saying, you have to have someone who can literally take care of every species, everyone, on all the arcs and the Nexus to stay awake. The only people that are qualified for that are the Asari. And you know how they felt about those damn AIs. So that wasn't going to work. But to sum it up, you're on a 600-year journey through dark space. You're in constant danger because you're asleep. The most dangerous place you can ever be in life is asleep. You've heard the saying, I caught them sleeping. Many people have been assassinated in their sleep. That's the thing you have to take into consideration on
Ryder, could we chat?
how many people have been assassinated. You're going through dark space. Understand this concept of 600 years.
Old orbit is steady.
To an Asari, that's infancy. That's like almost hitting the matriarch stage. But, Samara was the oldest Asari in the game that I can remember. I can't say much because you meet Liara Tassoni, she's 103? 106? Liara's 100 and something when you meet her. But outside of that, you don't know anything outside of her scientific background. Now the question is, you know that her and Alex have a rapport. They have a history, they've met, they've talked, which means Alex knew about her. He reached out to her. She probably was the only one who was more than willing to deal with him, being that, just like him, she's looked upon as being young and knowing nothing, where he is looked upon as being dishonorable, shame to military, etc., etc. It's not known if he got an honorable or dishonorable discharge. It's only known that he's been kicked out of the military. And I say it that way because as a veteran myself, I have an honorable discharge. It's categorized as other because I failed to qualify for my rifle. But I also didn't know how bad that fall did so much damage to me that, I get disability, but it's not even really worth mentioning. But the whole concept is, depending on how well you know your military service, as long as you're not running around stealing valor, you're okay. But for Alex Ryder's position, you really have no idea how or why initially was kicked off. or out of the N7
Safely
program.
home thanks to you and your skills.
You know, you take the job as the attaché, and you know all the other informations.
Anything in particular the Hescarl can use?
Yeah,
Team
this
structure,
shit is going on.
battle coordination.
What 600
Your
years,
maneuver with
you
the
know,
jump jets.
of sleep?
And I want one of those.
That's a long goddamn
Your
nap.
performance was exemplary, Ryder.
And they say we
I
sleep
can see clearly
26
why your
years
N7
in
will
our
be the best
lifetime.
of the best.
Over however long we
If you
live.
tire of
I don't know
being
what
a
scientists came up with that.
I'd be
I'm
honored
not
to
gonna
call
call them
you
on
a
it
sister
because I'm not a
Hescarl.
scientist. I'm by no way a super genius. But you know, at the same time, we are talking about a video game with human parameters and stuff like that. And so you do have to question some of the logic that goes on in the game. Because I'm a fan, I'm making some of the video sagas. Because you guys gotta understand. Let's say this thing's been going for 44 minutes, so I'm gonna let it go a little longer.
It will take a lifetime.
There's thousands of years of history before humans even arrive on the
Maybe
scene.
That would be a nice full-time job.
Because I also have to
You've already got
stand
one.
up and sit down every now and again. I'm gonna actually make this easier for me. I'm gonna move some stuff, so if you're gonna hear anything rattling, it'll be me moving my chair so that I can have a place to sit and see the gameplay at the same time as I run my mouth. I can only sit for so long and I can only stand for so long. Henceforth, that damage to me in the military also gives me an excuse to clean up what my niece threw on the floor. Adjust a few things. Okay. So, I'm off to the left. If you happen to see a blue reflection or anything, it's me. Okay. That's a little bit more comfortable. Just a little bit. Probably should have bought my chair from out of the shed instead of this little tiny thing. We'll worry about it later. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, there are a lot of things, and I'm going to go through these things as I come up here and talk trash.
Welcome back.
So here's your galaxy map, or your Milky Way
You are
galaxy.
looking at an image of the Milky Way, the original system of the colonists now arriving in Andromeda. Home to countless life forms, the Milky Way is a galaxy where friendship and peace are held in the highest regard. Those arriving in Andromeda bring with them this spirit of enlightenment. They look forward to making your acquaintance.
It's the same.
Pathfinder, I'm glad you could stop by.
Okay. So we're gonna not go through all this.
What do you think of the
Because it's
Angara?
what you should do before
I'm
you
thrilled
get
to
too
meet a
deep
new
in the
culture.
game.
They're
Which,
cautious,
again, you
but
should
I understand why.
always
I hope we can win them over. Cement a friendship.
try and run
I
through
suppose
everything
that's
before you
on
start
you,
running on
Pathfinder.
missions. Get to know people, that
Thanks.
kind of thing. Just
course.
so that I can get that out of the
In
way.
the meantime, have a look around. And when you have a...
Okay, so I'm gonna go not look around. I'm gonna just go talk to her and go fix this damn machine.
Pathfinder, do you have a moment? We, need to explain. If you could
Okay.
fix them, that would really help us out. Just talk to the VI, and it'll do the rest.
Thanks.
Of course.
Alright, so as we go on with my summary, those are, I believe, the arcs. Those are the outposts. That's the Solarian VI, Human VI, the Citadel. Yeah, I'm stuck. Okay, that was an easy fix. That's the Krogan. He's the Asari, and when you're playing the game, it doesn't hurt for you to go in and talk to these guys. This is the Turians. This is the Pathfinder. I'm gonna fix this right now.
Male, please.
I'm only doing this to honor Alec.
Which aspect of the Pathfinder's role should be highlighted? Exploration and discovery or first contact with new species?
This is actually a
Meeting-
bullshit option. Because that should have been like one whole thing. We'll keep
Go
the
with
AI
the
secret.
Pathfinder's team.
Very well said. Finally, should
Honor the former
List the
Pathfinder.
former Pathfinders.
7 complete. Would you like to keep these settings?
It all sounds good to me.
Thank you for choosing this Pathfinder information via implementing
Because I'm mostly Sarah all the time, I use Alec to honor, a male to honor Pathfinder that passed.
This display describes all Pathfinders. The initiative's winged extinct.
Tell me about
Pathfinders are often the first to encounter. They work hard to ensure everyone knows the initiative is peaceful.
How does someone usually become a Pathfinder?
Our Pathfinders are selected from promising candidates in every species. Former Pathfinders include Alec Wright and 7 Seven Ranger, savior of everything. Matriarch Bishara of the Corval Peace Corps. Mason Beck, decorated Black Watch engineer. We honor him.
Tough job. Do Pathfinders have help?
Each Pathfinder has a team of talented specialists drawn from multiple backgrounds and species. If you see a Pathfinder on your travels, be sure to say hello.
Now, so when you see these ones, you know, it's how the Angaran and, the Solarians and the Krogans, and how the Taurians and humans. The only people that doesn't have shaking hands is the Asari and everyone else. Alright. And we all know that the Asari are the oldest, and they formed the Citadel Council first, and then they took in the Taurians, and then the Solarians. Or they took in the Solarians and the Taurians at the same time. At one point in time, the Krogans were council species, and then they rebelled. And that happened after the Aratni War. Okay. So we got that established. And we don't know if the Aratni and the Keepers are one and the same. I'm going to touch on that too. Probably save it for the next video. After I do this PB mission while I'm talking, I'm gonna go to the Codex, and it's gonna explain stuff, and I'm gonna touch on stuff that I think could have enhanced or improved the game. Y'all know that I think Ryder and Shepard both could have used more clothes and more sex scenes with humans as well as sex scenes with aliens. I'm not saying have an orgy, but that should be an option. You know, just because I'm a pervert.
Ryder, could we talk a moment?
And let me go and talk to this damn Solarian. But you know, you have to think about
Ryder, might I borrow your research room access?
that 600-year journey.
Nothing much. Just
And
hoping to
how?
research something in my spare time.
How could you possibly survive without...
Would you care to help?
Without
I'll help if I
having
can.
Suvi, could
someone
you take the helm for a little
protect
while?
you
It's preliminary,
guide
but
you
all that
to
data
make
we
sure
gathered on the
that,
skirt should be good for something.
everything is done safely. Because you travel
Is that
through
our
dark
drive core?
space. You
I want to
travel
research
7
new
years.
systems, sensors,
You're
shields,
not
EMP
1000%
defenses to help
safe of
any
the
ship
unknown.
tackle the scourge. I'm using Lucille's old blueprints as a
Now let's go
baseline.
into,
I can read them from memory,
pausing.
but
I
if
think
you and Sam
someone's
can
here,
help,
they might
I'd
need
really
help.
appreciate it.
So we're gonna stop right there. Where's the damn pause button? Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna be talking with a mouthful of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Just in case it sounds like the mask is muffling my voice. It's because my mouth will be full of peanut butter and jelly. Okay.
I'm no starship expert, but Sam and I can pitch in, sure. Though if you want someone who really knows ships, there's always
Gil. I know.
Damn.
We barely speak these days. I thought it was best. And yet, Gil's redesigns are what got me thinking. Funny. Most Solarians leap at innovation.
If he's got ideas and you know the specs, that's a powerful combination. Run with it.
We forget all our technology didn't just appear. Someone invented it. Someone cared. That matters. But so does inventing new things to care about. New memories.
And
Gil
funny that
then
Don't remember where I left off.
Any advice on how to ask him?
A little honesty and humility will go a long way.
Gil, may I get a moment of your time?
Okay, so if I'm correct, we're on a 600-year journey.
Your precious ship is running just like you wanted.
I'm researching new systems to handle the Scourge. I could use your expert opinion, please.
Sticking to the old school?
I don't have to.
No sense reinventing the wheel. Though you'd need better secondaries in place. Here.
So again, with the 600-year journey, because I know you guys are tired of hearing about the 600-year journey, you'd have to look at it though from the logic point of view of who's going to take care of us while we're sleeping. Because one thing for sure, no matter what Mass Effect game you play, stasis is always a situation. And remember, Shepard was not put in stasis, Shepard was dead. But for you and Andromeda, you spend the 600 years asleep. No.
What's the strategy for not losing
Without
your progress?
question.
There isn't one.
What can I do for you, Pathfinder?
Damn it, I can't get her to romance now.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later. You know where to find me.
This player might be shot all the shit. Anyway, the whole thing, you know, you got 600 years, you have Asari, who lived the longest. Maybe a couple of Krogan, maybe a couple of Turian. You know, it's never really known how old Garrus is. And compared to humans, our lifetime isn't as spanned as theirs are, and that's like before they met us. And let's not forget that Garrus was seasick. So we had to take that into consideration. Do I have you as a 10 yet? No. To be honest, I'm kind of prejudiced on some of the weapons here. I generally only use human weapons. I do try Andromeda Galaxy weapons. I just prefer the human weapons more. And that's just me. It's just my personal perfection of what I feel. Now I will say the Pathfinder shotgun, rifle, whatever, both of them, they kind of suck. Maybe I can improve it now. Okay, it's crafted. Let's see what we can do with this puppy. I'm gonna give it a 10 magazine. This might improve a little bit. Calibrate the receiver. Heavy stock. And let's see, light stock. No. Can I get a bayonet on this bitch? How about a barrel? I don't want a scope. Trying to get the barrel. And then she said I had a barrel. But we're gonna find out how that works out. So I don't have the Pathfinder chest that I want, so we're gonna go with 4 versus 3. Only thing I don't like about the Pathfinder stuff is like the N7 chest shows that Sarah has boobs. No. The Pathfinder, I can't find the scout stuff, and I don't like the value from Vagrant, whatever the hell that shit is. I don't like it. I'm going back to my N7. Oh, a Pathfinder scout. I like the scout armor, I just don't like the other stuff. I believe this was the N7 one I had in crafted chest. Let's see, they're both about the same. Not that big now. So 11, 9, and 16, 10, 9, and 15. We're gonna go with this bitch. Just because I like to be able to differentiate. Ah, crap. I had to unlock the cryopods. Then I have to unlock the cryopod part. Improve consumable direction. I have no idea what any of that means. Distribution. So I guess when it comes to AVPs, which I don't think I have any, but we're gonna go check it anyway. Of course I don't. So, what does that say? Fusion support, Apex, reconnaissance. So, always prepared, invisibility, science, innovation. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go talk to PD, and then we're going to go to Katara.
Ryder,
Okay.
hey.
So
Cal was
600.
right. Nothing missing except Pac. Hate imagining Kalinda tiptoeing around here
600 year
with
journey.
nosy eyes and
We'll
sticky
have
fingers.
to have some substance.
Is there anything you need? How's your current project looking?
I'm also
My
sure
scanner's still incomplete, as
that
you know. It's prepped for
at least having
augmentation,
an
but for
Asari
now,
or a
it's
few,
only strong and smart
and
enough to
it's-
locate certain signals.
I'm pretty sure the bulk
Once
of the
you get you the
Asari
Ren
stayed
tech I need, it'll be
on
a
Thessia to
bona fide
fight the
mystery
Reapers.
detector.
But I'm
Thanks for
pretty
chatting.
sure
We'll talk
if
again
there's
later.
5 or 6
You know it.
or however many arcs, each one has a set of Asari commandos and engineers to keep you guys functioning for 600 years. I'm pretty sure that a squad of 5 can do the job. You want at least 2 pilots and a captain, and then you want 2 commandos with outstanding fighting records to make sure that you get where you're going in a safe manner. Now, and like I said, they solved the thing on the drive core, because Callow mentions it for the Tempest. And based on the Hyperion Odyssey drive.
We're a long way out here.
I'll say. There's quite a view, the Scourge. Anomaly detected. Probe away. Got to reach exiting from the asteroid belt.
Also, on a side note, besides choking on peanut butter is never a good idea. No. Explore the galaxies between missions too. As though it limits your options in gameplay. It makes it easier to get through the game faster than having to explore it afterwards. And sometimes the games mention shit before you even done them. You have to be aware of that. You've been watching when I went to go talk to Bradley. He said something about the arc being down, but we haven't even gotten that far yet. So like I said, for the last 5 rounds that I've played, I've been all over the place.
Sensors.
Which is not cool compared to when I first played the damn game. I don't know why that crater is such a big deal. But we're gonna go to Gadara and deal with Pee-wee's issue. And I'm gonna go back to the Nexus. So hopefully you guys will be ready for that. Pretty sure that this is at the hour mark.
I'm picking up something.
So I want to touch on some other stuff for fun while we're talking.
Probe away. Satellite detected.
And believe me, this other stuff is going to be quite fucking simple. Like, so simple that you're going to get a good laugh out of it. I like to think you're going to get a good laugh out of it. Alright, so let's go deal with Kadar. Yes, there's still plenty of stuff I have to do on Eladin, I think. We'll go there in a minute. So after we get to Kadar, we'll do PV and then I'll hit the Codex, and I'm going to end this by using the Codex and go through some stuff. In fact, I think that I'll end this on Kadara and start the next summary with the Codex. Just to be on the safe side. Just because I want to go deep into the Codex, explain some things, talk a few things. So we're gonna do that. We're not gonna end it here, but when I start the next video, we're gonna go straight into the Codex. I'm gonna use the Codex on this screen as my journey point, so that you guys understand. Here we're just gonna bonus this bitch up with this mission while I talk about other dumb, ignorant stuff. It will probably be ignorant to y'all, but it's significant to me. Now, and the reason I say that is because, you know, what may be ignorant to some people could be a diamond in the rough for others. Also, I want to do this before I do the movie night because I'm going to have to go and do a lot of goddamn exploring.
You are my new best friend.
Let's fast forward through this.
He used to run with our pal Kalinda, and he knows where her crews congregate. See, he's...
Okay.
She busted me up pretty bad when she kicked me out of her outfit. I don't really want to repeat.
You're sitting in an open bar on Kadar Port with us. Kalinda will know, and she'll assume the worst.
Yeah, and she probably won't be satisfied the first 30 or 40 times you scream your innocence. So you might as well tell us what we want to know.
At least that way you get another free drink.
Well, shit. Guess I can't argue with that. And I am still thirsty.
Thanks, Ryder. I think he'll cooperate now. I'll know where to look for Pop soon.
Charlatan takes control and everything is pretty much the same, looks like.
Still.
Let's get a drink to see if I actually have a cup in my hand.
What can I get you? Whiskey. Neat. That's the only way we serve it.
Also, if I have a long period of silence, it's either because I'm thinking of what I had to say, or my dumb ass fell asleep. I'm gonna go with the latter and think that it's probably that my dumb ass fell asleep. That happens too. No. Check the map. No, no, go to the map. I think I need to go down. I'm gonna go look at the outside world and see from there. Well, I don't know who that sexy lady is in the corner, but these pop-ups on my computer, I don't seem to know how to block them. It will probably go away when the game loads. So yeah, that's there. Now, I guess that's what happens when you watch porn on your machine and you forgot to block shit. Then when you go to your settings and try to make those things disappear and they just don't. And she's still there. Let's see what we can do about that. Click. No, that's the wrong click. Click. Clear all that shit. And click. So yeah, sorry about that. Really, ooh, almost fell. Really sorry about that. I went to sit down, I almost fell. So now you're thinking, why did you come down here, James? Everything is done, James. Everything's almost done. Not quite done, but almost done. Because this way I can look at the map and make sure. So I've got a couple of those boxes. You know, 4 plus 3 equals 7. We're not going to worry about those boxes right now. They'll give me something to do after I beat the game and before I start running all over again. So I went down here because I thought that I would have to do something for Phoebe. Obviously I don't. Let's go see if I can have some bad stuff set to me in an alley.
Fuck off. This one's ours.
Yep, my mistake. Enjoy.
Asshole.
Yo, mama. Yeah, been there, done that. I'm not gonna go deal with the charlatan because he has nothing else really left to say. Doctor's cleared out. Other people have decided to stay. Let's go talk to this Solarian chick.
Over here. No discounts. Refunds negotiable.
She may have something I need to buy. Like that. Like that. Like that. And that. And that. Well, let's see what I can get rid of. I'll keep that. And that. Definitely gotta get rid of that. Get the 36 of those. We can reload these. Sometimes the negotiating with like spending and stuff like totally sucks. I try to give the Solarians as much of the cat tech and the cat alloy as possible. I also have like a little bit of number, like that was 230, so I'm not gonna give her more than maybe 80. Nah, screw it. Go ahead and give her 100. Also, she has a modded ship when you play the first round. You know, I've never read those. Eko Nakamura. Okay, well, if you guys are reading that, that's kind of... Yes, it's a good thing I've never went against the Doctor, because he's actually a doctor. Not some asshat. But if you guys have gone against the Doctor, let me know how that turned out. I don't have the courage to do it. I like the way I play, and that's that. Alright, these guys got... And who the heck know how to save the broken family one? With the human and the Turian Doctor. I'm sure you guys all know the drill. There was an alphabet, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the Nexus, the Tempest. And I'm going to end that video and start a new video. Most likely I'm gonna start it from Ryder's room and use the codex. So brace yourself, people, because that's what I'm gonna do. Also, I'm gonna check my mission briefs because I know I need to do something for General Science. Lieutenant Science, whatever the hell her name is. I can't figure out what the hell it is. Which is another reason why when you play the game, it's always a new game. Every time you play it. Which is something you should probably all keep in mind. You know.
Ryder.
Yeah, actually I think I'm gonna bonus this bitch out a bit.
Hey there, got a sec? Sure.
It doesn't have anything to do with it.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later. You know it.
So clearly my game plan what the hell we're trying to romance Vetra. Still gonna attempt it though.
Now orbiting Kadara.
Excuse me. Till the end. Alright, let's do it. After I do this Vetra mission, this PV mission, or this part of PV's mission, I'm gonna end the video and start Chapter 2. More than likely I'm gonna be at the Nexus, or I'm either gonna be in the Tempest, wherever I can get the Codex. So just be prepared for that. Because I'm sure I've reached the hour and some change mark. Yes, I've reached the hour and 17 change mark. So we're gonna stop it right here.
We're on course.